Charlie? I think he's right, dude. Only a couple of jabronis come out here without skates on. I gotta do this thing in skates, man. You know, work up a routine, really jazz the crowd.
You know, can I stop you, though?
Yeah.
You keep using this word jaBROni, and it's awesome.
First of all, iconic. I didn't know people still use the word jaBROni. The last time I've heard that, I think, was 1990. It was a tremendous throwback.
I never stopped using it.
You've been using it ever since?
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah,
And then everyone said jaBROni.
What is that? The future of radio, you jabronis.
Cool word. Hey, jaBROni, show some class.
She's right, Andy. You're being a jaBROni.
jaBROni, JABRONI, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
We don't believe you jabronis. Nah. We don't believe you jabronis. Nah. We don't believe you jabronis. I get it lit like a.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the jaBROnis. I'm Topher McCann, joined as always with Mr. Mike Butler.
What's up, everybody?
We're back. We were gone for like
3 weeks. 3 weeks, was it?
Gone.
Things happen.
You're now settled into a new domicile.
Settled in is not the word I would technically use. I'm sitting on my bed mattress right now. It is not on a bed frame. I just got furniture in. We got to put that together. All this is getting paid. So I wouldn't say settled in. I would say there's a car. Huh?
You're there.
I'm there. I'm here.
You're there.
I mean, stuff is in boxes still. Lots of stuff. Had to dig through to get all of my clothes. We're there. We love it, but shit needs to get done.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work.
jaBROnis are in the moving process. We're
trying to better ourselves.
You're trying to better.
I have an office now. It's just not ready.
That's what the looking at. Potentially, I could have a little office space in a new spot. So I'm excited.
I mean, we're getting shit done. No more basements. No more garages.
Yeah, it's gonna be high class now. We're moving on up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're
behind me now. So when I do one chip challenges, I can just go right there and throw up, as opposed to all over my laundry room.
Classic. Well, first thing, a small little note. It is October 28th, 2023. This marks my 10 years of podcasting anniversary, actually. Before all this, it's still the same feed. Still actually the same feed. Things were taken off of it, but a little show called Broadcast 2013 started.
Man, I miss Broadcast.
I remember I recorded the first episode in I recorded 16, beforehand. It was June I started, and I remember October 28th. It was the day before my mother's birthday. But yeah,
happy birthday, Mama.
My mom's Jaden's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, so 10 years of just putting out content. Half of that has been probably wrestling related material, but
only half, you think?
I mean, talk to wrestling, but more completely focused on wrestling's probably a little bit more half of that. But yeah, interesting.
Congrats, you made it. Shadow
I started this before a lot of people, and a lot more people are up there. But hey, whatever. We get to talk wrestling every week. It's not a bad thing. Nobody wants to talk wrestling. They think it's weird.
They think it's oh, you're a loser, dude.
They gotta stop it.
Whatever.
Is there anything that pops out since we've been gone that you've been wanting to talk about?
Been gone.
Tony Khan did have a meltdown on Twitter a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily news.
Yeah, but he was.
It's like your normal cracked out Thursday.
That ratings, that was the last thing I think we kind of talked about towards when.
That's so. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, there's the Tuesday Night Wars. that they lost. I hear the pitter patter of footsteps. I don't know if you can, but now that I have hardwood floors, I hear the pitter patter of footsteps, and I sense something right in this corner here. Oh yeah, she's there. We brought the kid with us.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm not gonna be able. She's just gonna like Collinsworth fly in.
Hello.
Yeah,
No,
I can't see her coming now. So
Tuesday Night Wars. A lot of
That's a walk over there.
okay. A lot of debate about
Daddy.
whether it was fair or not that NXT stacked their shows up with like legends and AEW like I guess had their normal roster. And you know, if you're gonna go to war, you know, you bring out the big guns, right? I didn't agree with it. You have Jericho saying, you know, that their roster's better and that they're gonna beat Raw in the ratings, yada yada yada. Well, you should be able to beat their normal stars then if you're gonna beat Raw in the ratings. So you didn't, and hey, it was a one-time thing. It's over. WWE obviously it has more viewers, and that's not surprising to me.
And NXT's like picked up, I feel in ratings since. I mean, I watched that show, and I've kept an eye more on NXT. Just
see, I didn't like. I knew I was gonna watch that episode, but like literally, I mean, nobody on that show necessarily catches my eye. That's actually on NXT, and I feel like I wouldn't be in the minority with that thought, as just I feel like there's something to them putting titles on Becky Lynch, or when not that Ziggler's was a big draw for NXT, but Ziggler, Seth Rollins be on the show defending his world title in NXT. I feel like maybe obviously they think that there are some special talents down there, but as far as to carry a show, maybe they think that they're lacking.
Or just a couple of their people that they're now on the main roster, maybe as well.
Yeah,
not on NXT anymore.
Yeah, and maybe that's why Braun Breaker hasn't showed up on the main.
Yeah.
They need him.
Just gonna spitball random things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should we stay on the AEW side first or WWE side?
Yeah, we can do AEW. I mean, I don't know much, but we can do it.
Dynamite was here in Philly this week. I got hit up by my nephew, and we tried to meet up to hang out. And he said his buddy bought him a ticket. And he's like, I figured you would be down there. You're trying to meet up and hang out, or if not, like grab a ticket. But then I remember just like Philly's game was the night before, I believe. And I did this whole thing, the wrist nonsense. And I was just like, kind of like, I don't feel like moving or anything. So I opted on not doing the AEW show. And then I would have been beat as well, because then they do Rampage after. It's like, you're not getting home until 12 something.
Yeah.
But
watch Dynamite?
I watched Dynamite in 25 minutes. I did the skim matches.
Yeah.
The skim, see who won, watched little segments in between or promos, and kind of did that.
Nice. Was Edge on it?
That's a good question. I barely remember what happened.
So you didn't even notice, because like that's probably why I would have bought a ticket if Edge was going to be on there, and he wasn't. Definitely not going to buy a ticket because Nate is on there. And let's talk about that for a minute.
Yes. And I have it already.
I get the Ric Flair Sting tie-in and getting Sting a gift and all that good stuff. But Tony Khan has like recently, like on Twitter, bashed people who work for WWE or have worked for WWE because of their how do I say, vices or their wrongdoings. Yet he goes and brings Ric Flair, who's no saint himself, as we all know, I mean, the plane ride from hell and stuff like that. So I mean, he really is a fucking dweeb. Just wanted to throw that out there. I'll mute it. Hold on. As soon as I mute it, it stops. It's so crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I get the Ric Flair Sting tie-in and stuff. Not much of a gift, really. I mean,
The biggest gift, apparently.
We've had enough of Ric Flair. We've had enough of Ric Flair, just like we've had enough of Hulk Hogan and all these dickhead legend superstars that just suck, like as a person. You know
what? What does it mean now? So, like, can Sting do like? Is this like Toy Story? Like, this is like Andy and Woody. This is his toy. Like, he can do whatever he wants with Ric Flair.
Like, how do you gift somebody a human being? Are we back in those days? You know,
I don't want to use the word, but I mean, like,
Ric Flair is basically made of rubber and plastic. So,
is there anything out there? Did he sign a deal with the company?
I didn't. That would be so dumb if
like
he
a
did.
Legends contract, or he just came in like for.
I think that had to have been like a one-time thing. Had to have been.
Yeah, I just don't. There's no real value to him. I guess just as an appearance, like there's no value to him being in AEW at all.
No, not at all. Not as a manager, not as a referee, not as a agent, and he can't even walk basically. I mean, he can, but I mean, like, it's only a 2-hour show, so he can't stop anymore.
Final match again.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're gonna get Sting and Ric Flair. Revolution.
Revolution.
You know what? Honestly, that won't shock me.
That's hilarious.
Squeeze one more out of that one.
I do remember, to have everything up here, they started off with the Dynamite Diamond Ring match, MJF and Juice Robinson, in which MJF won.
Does he get like more and more rings, or is it just the one ring?
I think he just gets the.
Does he have multiple Dynamite diamond rings?
I feel like you should at that point,
right? It's like
a Super Bowl ring almost.
Yeah, if you win multiple Super Bowls, you get multiple rings. You know,
I like to think at his home that he has
just like 4 or 5 diamond rings now.
Yep. And it'll be.
We should do that. That's what we should do. We should think that.
It's just going to be his thing, and they can make that a storyline at some point when someone finally gets one.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna tweet him. I'll dig into I'll do my little journalistic integrity and just ask him flat out, yo, dude, how many Dynamite diamond rings do you have?
He's been being really nice, so I mean, you might get a response.
You think I'll get a response? Fucking I'll do it.
I think it'd be really nice. We had the team of Hook and the flavor of the week, which is now RVD, because Hook just teams with random people.
Hey, what else are you gonna do?
I get the connection and everything, but they beat John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order.
What's their team name? Like, do they have a team name? Is it Hook? Or is it just Hook and RVD? Is it
Hook and RVD?
The whole Hook and show. All right.
Yeah, that's
Hook TV. Sounds like a STD.
There was an ROH 6-man tag match for the titles. The Hardys and Brother Zay versus the Elite, consisting of the Bucks and Hangman.
Sorry, I don't care about the ROH stuff. I don't know why it's on AEW. I don't really care about AEW stuff, but when I do watch AEW, I don't want to see ROH. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You gotta keep them separated.
Exactly.
They did the segment with Swerve after the match. They showed him going into Hangman's house and into the baby's room in the crib. So you see Hangman like rah, running. So I guess I don't know where Hangman lives, but I guess he's still on his way running to get there.
Gotta live in like Texas, right? Or Montana.
He's probably there by now. So hopefully Swerve didn't do anything too harmful.
I hope not. I don't know if he's running from Philly. I don't know.
Yeah, he's 95 right now. Still, he's there. He's getting there. What else do we have here? There was definitely the women's title was on the line as well. Sheeta and Ruby Soho. Sheeta retained.
Cool. Good.
The main event, we had Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli versus Orange Cassidy and Okada. And Danielson and Claudio got the win.
Is the BBC still a thing?
They are a thing.
Man.
Seems like they're House of Black seems to be popping up on all the shows and starting like feuds with everybody. So there's that. MJF has technically he's in 3 feuds now because they popped in the whole Kenny Omega thing randomly, which I believe is taking place tonight for longest title reign of 200 some days. Kenny Omega has it, and I think if MJF is wrestling Omega on Collision, and then that would break the record. He's
so there's a title match between the two tonight?
I believe tonight on Collision is the
Fantastic.
MJF and Omega.
Fantastic. I might watch that one.
So, and then also, I mean, Samoa Joe wants his shot, and I mean, he has
He still hasn't gotten a shot yet? What's up with that?
Jay White? Yeah, I don't know.
He did, and MJF choked him out or something, right?
Yeah, but there was shenanigans. There was help, so. And then there's the whole devil mask thing happening still.
Yeah. Any are we still what are we thinking? Are we thinking it's a Punk work? Are we thinking it's an Adam Cole thing? No, it's not an Adam Cole thing. It's not Adam Cole. Adam Cole is legit hurt. Is it? I don't know who it is, man. Maybe it's Edge. Maybe it's Edge.
Somebody's donning the mask. I saw that. Did you see Punk was asked about if he was going to be at Survivor Series, and he said that it's
I heard tickets are really hard to get or whatever. I mean, that sounds like a swerve, but I don't know.
It's perfection.
You know, there are the reports from legitimate sources, I guess, that are saying that there is no talks with Punk, and I don't know. The WWE is not really in the business of swerving, you know. That maybe Triple H is in the business of swerving, but I mean, WWE as a whole, I don't see. I mean, when's the last time WWE gave you a really good swerve like that? You know,
probably like always Shane coming back. That Raw was like one of the times I was like genuinely like.
Well, like I'm not even talking about like that. Like I guess like
people
see like to me is like you're expecting something and something completely different happens. You know, so like in this case, if that's being reported that there's no talks, then I'm expecting him not to show up, and then he will show up. That's the swerve. For something like that, I don't remember anything really happening. Like maybe Sting coming up in Survivor Series, because you know at that time you had heard rumors, but not necessarily anything. Yeah. Something like that. But yeah, so they're not really in the business of swerving necessarily. I mean, unless I'm fucking wrong, and whoever's watching can prove me wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously a lot can happen between now and then. And for all I know, they could be swerving. Maybe Triple H, now that he's like 100% part of creative, he was like, yo, don't fucking say a word. And if you do say a word, say he's not signed. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'll be watching.
The biggest thing they can do is a swerve right now. Most recent would be LA Knight probably beating Roman Reigns. It's like the biggest swerve you could probably get.
That is a swerve.
I don't think it's happening, but that's probably oh shit, they did it. But it's like It's not happening.
Would you be
They're
happy?
put them over, make them look really strong, but there's definitely going to be it's going to be your classic Uso and
Happy if
Solo.
they did that? Would you be satisfied?
Like, where do you go from there then?
I mean, you could have him feud with Roman Reigns for a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like after
They
that.
Off Roman, if you want to do Rock and Roman without the title.
So, because they're saying, so there was rumors of like a champion match with Reigns, Rollins, but apparently that's not happening. And apparently,
you wouldn't
Reigns
want
isn't even on the show.
What?
So we're getting Roman Reigns and LA Knight next week, and then he isn't scheduled to appear until Royal Rumble. Which could make you believe, like, yeah, but I mean,
Roman always does that, though. You know,
he's retaining, and he comes back at the Rumble, and then we start. But that's what it seems like this is. And then you're gonna have Logan Paul winning the U.S. title. That's definitely happening.
1000%.
It once it was all lined up, and why Ray had the title and everything, then it all became very clear. I think it's a smart business decision.
Yeah, it is. I mean, especially if he's going to go out on a real boxing match, and after the word that you call out a WWE superstar, a lot of eyes on the product, a lot of people talking. If I were a boxing fan and hated WWE because I think it's fake and stuff, and he's out there saying that stuff, I'm like, come on, dude, what the fuck you doing? I don't know, like, but definitely gets a lot of eyes on the product for sure. And you can't think the guy however you want. I'm not a biggest fan of him. I don't really like the whole family, but my man draws money.
I thought it was funny. He went after the smallest dude in the company. It's like, why don't you? It'd be funny if he was like Gunther or something, but he's just like, who's champions?
Well, there you go. You tried Roman. You tried Roman right off the bat, and
yeah.
All right, I'm not ready for Roman. Let's take a step down and go to the secondary title. Why not? Let's try that. I outweigh, and I'm way bigger than the guy currently holding the title. So let's do it. What'd you think of that Paul Dennis boxing disaster?
Yeah, it was exactly what I imagined it to be. I think
Dylan Dennis hasn't been on like Twitter at all anymore.
I saw random things. Like, I haven't been on it that much the past few days. After a few days after, I know he was still trying to put things out there, and then he said that he signed a deal with apparently UFC. A deal was in the works. I haven't heard anything about that, but I mean, that would be interesting.
Why would they want to sign him?
So fight. I mean, they signed CM Punk.
All right. Well, Punk had Dylan doesn't draw like
he's a jiu-jitsu. I mean, you saw his interactions on Twitter and everything. He
definitely blew up. Before his tweets started blowing up, I had no idea who that guy was.
But he's jiu-jitsu world champion, MMA. I mean, hey, you could sign him. UFC, you're there and you can be gone immediately.
You get like.
I don't know with the whole. Again, Prime is a sponsor of UFC, and I don't know all the details of him signing and all that stuff because Logan Paul is involved with that company, both of them, WWE and UFC. So I don't know if that has any factor into it with lawsuits and all that shit that was going on with that, which I don't know. I kind of got out of that. I do my after a Philly sports team loses, I do my thing on Twitter where I ban certain words.
I did that to this time.
Yeah, so mine were still there from my expired ones from the Sixers. Versus like Philly Boston ones, like a bunch of them. I was like, oh, I remember them. So
I only did it for 30 days. I feel like after 30 days, I'll be fine and cool. And
yeah, that's what I did.
And this kind of goes into my jabroni of the week. It's like it's not seeing like MLB posting about it, or it's not like even seeing like Arizona fans post about it. It's not seeing clips of it. It's not seeing anything. It's about fans from another team who were eliminated before us coming at us.
Yeah, trying to
and wink, wink, yada yada yada. But we'll get to that at the end of the show.
But yeah, I always do that cleanse of the timeline just to make it a little bit easier when we're scrolling through. Actually, it's just more wrestling stuff, honestly. It's just wrestling. Yeah. I'm like, oh, wrestling sports doesn't exist. That's crazy. How'd this happen?
I already got presets for when the Eagles lose their playoff game.
Yeah, because we already started. My son's a huge. I don't know why. I don't know why I did this to him, but he's a huge Sixers fan. And
hey, man, you know what though? They fought back. You know, they did good.
Right?
They
were down like 18 at some point, and Brady was like, "Oh, I'm like, dude, it's basketball is it's a game of runs." I was like, you can go on a 10-0 run real quick. I was like, literally basketball for the most part until playoffs. I was like, you can watch the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And that's the basketball game.
That is the basketball game.
So, right. But they battled. I mean, again, they were down 4. They hit that like kind of, they made the score a little bit quick, but still.
Questionable calls at the end, but you had Damian Lillard. What was that? His debut with the Bucks.
Yes.
Know? Hey, man. You held your shit without James Harden. Not bad. Held your shit together.
What's going on with all? I don't even stay up on all
that. I don't know, man. That he showed up. They told him to go home and get prepared for like the next fucking homestand or whatever. I don't know.
Is this he's just not playing? Is it? It's like a.
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, after seeing that first game, I'd be like, we could get this done. If I were in that lineup, we'd probably win, or we'd probably lose. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he had parties where he was holding up. He had girls holding up Daryl Morrill is a liar sign everywhere throughout the club. Like, I don't think he's letting this go.
I don't know.
Did Jonathan Taylor sign with did he do something with the Colts? Because he was holding.
Yeah, he signed an extension with the Colts.
And there was terrible things that went through that.
Yeah, the crazier things have happened. Bret Hart came back to the WWE. So why not?
It all comes back to CM Punk. He's coming back.
If CM Punk is coming back to WWE, James Harden can get back on the Sixers.
Little sports tangent. That's all.
If Philly fans can forgive T.O. No, all right.
So Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, so Deshaun Jackson was at the game the other night. The Kelly Green game. I saw. He was like on the field.
Oh, was he? Was he wearing any Kelly Green stuff?
Wearing a Kelly Green.
It was funny. They've been really hard to find online. The Kelly Green jerseys, like really impossible to get.
I still don't have one, and I feel like with them airing that game like on national broadcast, that everyone's buying them. I still didn't.
Like, I mean, unless you go to the store, like down at the stadium, and who's got time for that? I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. No. So during my daughter's dance class today that I just so happened to be at. It's only the second one I've ever been at. I'm scrolling and I see the one that I want and the one that Dana wants. It's available, so I was like, "Yo, $240. Let's hop on this." Thinking she'd say no. Totally said yes. So I got a nice Jason Kelsey one coming. She's got a Boston Scott one coming.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She's a big Boston Scott guy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, shout out Boston
cool.
Scott. Well, she always wanted a Darren Sproles. She likes tiny running backs that can move quick. So she has a Darren. She only has 2 jerseys now: Darren Sproles and now Boston Scott coming out.
She owns 2 legendary jerseys. Darren Sproles. That's.
Yeah, she knows how to pick them.
She got fantastic taste.
She does. She's good kid. Anyway, this is a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, fine. What else happened in wrestling this week? I mean, Ric Flair. We talked about a little bit about Raw. Talked a little bit about Dynamite. DIY has reunited, and I think DIY will have a new theme song for reunion match on Monday's Raw.
I don't remember their original song. I missed a lot of the DIY run in NXT.
It was fantastic.
I like tuned back in like right after they broke up, I believe.
No, because that's Rebel Heart's Johnny
It wasn't Rebel Heart, was it?
No. I don't even honestly now I'm so removed that I can barely even remember it.
Oh yeah, it was really great then.
I said no, DIY was great. Dude, every single on this one site, it's like most of the news is about like drawing lowest viewership, tickets available. Like, there's nothing of relevance with news. Cleveland's front runner to host SummerSlam next year. That's
another place where you just look at it and not think summer. I don't know. I don't know how hot it gets. I don't know how hot it gets in Cleveland. You know.
Well, now they're doing these things with these PLEs where it's like incentive wise, where they're like basically letting cities pitch to them why they should come there instead of them.
I mean, these are like really big things. Like, you know, people bid for the Super Bowl. You know, people bid for the Olympics. Places bid for WrestleMania. Well, let's get more stuff in there. I like it. It makes it really big. It really does. I don't like the Crown Jewel shows, though. I don't like the Saudi Arabia show. Not because it's Saudi Arabia, just because. Although maybe
1 PM shows.
I do like 1 p.m. shows. I do. Maybe it is because it's Saudi Arabia. You just never know what's gonna happen. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, you see everything going on with like Israel and stuff. It's just like, I don't know if Saudi Arabia is a part of that. Are they too? I don't know.
I don't want them to kill all of our wrestlers.
Right, like last time they went, their plane got held up for mysterious reasons. I don't. Maybe not last time. Maybe like 3 times ago. But still, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, Roman's gonna be there.
That Prince Ali.
They can't take Roman.
Sorry.
Roman needs to do his match and get home and rest up until January. Save us.
Don't touch Roman. Don't touch LA Knight. Don't touch Finn. Keep the rest.
No, leave Dom alone too.
All right, yeah, bring Dom back over.
And Madcap got fired.
Yeah, he's gone. Corbin's in
Reggie? Is Reggie? Don't you dare touch Reggie.
Corbin and Reggie are in NXT. They're not going.
Scripts, God, save them all.
Oh, and this is the first one after they released fucking what's his name? Mansoor. So, oh my God, they could be out for revenge. Oh God, don't go.
Shit, don't go.
Don't go.
We're putting this out. This is guys. Remember what you did to Mansoor?
Can we get like a PSA on the phone and do that annoying thing Apple phones do, like and make it really loud and be like, "Yo, WWE guys, don't go to Saudi Arabia."
They filmed 2 SmackDowns last night, so they're set because they're going to be traveling in a few.
Sure. So, oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, so we should know if
they're not. I don't think they're definitely probably leaving in the big. I'm sure. Tomorrow, I'm sure they're going to be there for a week.
Monday, right?
I'm guessing maybe Monday or something, because they usually go out there and do things the whole week leading up to it. So
yeah. I don't know, man. I have a funny feeling.
Shit, Mansoor.
Maybe they'll just like hire Mansoor back for like
for a Legends contract for like and just bring them.
yeah, just
Oh my
like
God,
don't put 'em on
imagine
TV,
they show up.
You
check them
gotta let them win if you put them on TV.
They just have a checklist and they're just like, all right, everyone's here except where is Mansoor?
Oh yeah, where's our guy? Where's our hometown boy?
Where's our guy?
Oh, you fired him? Good luck leaving this place, you jackasses.
Oh man. Shit. That's a great catch. All right.
Well,
So
what
this
about Marseille? You didn't get rid of Marseille, right? What?
final week of WWE wrestling.
Yeah, Tony Khan's behind all of it too.
Shit. This is how they win.
It's exactly why we planned it.
It's all we're gonna have. Could you
If
imagine?
I was Tony Khan, I would sign Mansoor and I'd get the blood money deal.
Where is he? Oh, he's actually wrestling in front of like 1,400 people right now on Collision. They just switched their TVs over and see their guy in like
what the fuck was this?
Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're like, oh my God, that's our guy. What's he doing? And he wins. Ah, man, we're done. We're done.
We're having fun.
Did you get to see SmackDown last night?
A little bit actually. I've been doing this weird thing. I don't know if it's because like when I get home from work, I continue to work on the house and I just get like super tired. But like I start to fall asleep during these shows and it's terrible. But I did catch the beginning and I was like pumped up for the beginning because Swerve, Roman Reigns coming out, and I'm expecting to see a whole ass Roman Reigns entrance and LA Knight with just his big dick, everything just walks right past Roman Reigns, doesn't even acknowledge the motherfucker. I'd crown his ass just based off that alone. That
was fantastic. That was great.
And then I pretty much how it went is I saw that, skimmed through a little bit of stuff, like basically skimmed through all the matches and like just watched the promos. And then when I finally caught up, I caught up during Bianca did something and I fell asleep and then I woke up just in time to see LA Knight hit BFT on Jimmy for the win. So
you nailed SmackDown.
Huh?
You nailed SmackDown.
Basically, right?
That was it, yeah. Yeah, that opening with the Reigns thing and him coming out and then him sitting at the head of the table. That whole segment was really good. Reigns was fantastic with he's just so good with eye movements and just small facial things when all night with the backstage segment he had with when Jay came back and laid down, like he gets it. Yeah,
this is why he's allowed to leave for months on it, because when he comes back, he still does it, and he just gets your eye, and it's awesome, and he gets you talking.
Paul Heyman got him to say yeah, had to get him to say yeah. He's like, "What's the match one more time?" And he's like, "Jey Uso, LA Knight," and Roman's like, "Yeah." It was like real like small things all through it. They've done nice with this little kind of small feud, in which again, kind of know how this is gonna probably go, but hopefully this is. I don't know where this then goes with LA Knight after this. That's
the concerning part. I mean, what do you do with him? Is he feuding with the bloodline now for months on end? And I'm assuming there's a solo match in there somewhere. If it
slide into that or Jimmy, which I feel is like honestly, I feel like it's the only logical way to keep him hot with this Roman stuff. But then again, it's after this bloodline thing again. It's just does that just lead to a Rumble appearance, and then
you could get Roman and LA Knight again at Rumble. You know,
I think it's going to lead to LA Knight and Logan Paul for the US title at some point. Because they've already they've had like a past with the Money in the Bank match, and I feel like it's gonna end up coming. That's also a potential reason why they put it on Logan Paul. I don't know if that could be like a Rumble match.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a step down.
But yeah, but I feel like that's what they're. If they don't put the title on him, that's
you have. He's your top babyface. I mean, on SmackDown at least. I mean, and not including John Cena. I just don't. You got to have something better for him, in my opinion. It's your top babyface. Your number 2 babyface in the company, maybe number 3 if you include Seth in that. But I mean, I think LA Knight gets better reactions than Seth, in my opinion.
But he's on SmackDown. There's only 2 titles on SmackDown. That's like what I mean, unless he somehow shifting shows, which I mean, he can. I mean, IC title. I mean, I think they teased the US title a while ago with him, and he didn't win that match to get the shot. Pulled it back, and then I think they're gonna give him the title shot, the big title shot, bring it back, and now they're gonna put the title on him.
He could win the Rumble.
Logan Paul, I think, would be a big win. I definitely see that happening at like Rumble, and then you get the Bloodline feud with LA Knight and the Bloodline throughout the rest of the winter, like fall / holidays, and then we bring it to January, and then this Mania. I don't know what we're shaping up with, honestly. If you had,
you usually have an idea, right? You usually have an idea
around November. I think you usually, definitely, you would have.
Of course, the one that's in Philly. It's like, what the fuck are they gonna do?
There's nothing really standing except to me. The only, I think, confirmed match in my head would be Jay and Jimmy. They did put the back burner on that for a reason.
Yeah, agreed. Jay and Jimmy for sure.
They're going to pay them off with all their work with the Bloodline and everything, and they're going to give them that match at Mania. But besides that, like last year, we had ideas like, wait, it's just like we know like KO and Sami Zayn are getting tag titles. We were saying it was like lined up. We knew Roman and Cody but there's nothing really. I mean, I guess we're to assume that they're doing Roman and Cody again.
There's a lot of moving parts though, and I think that's a reason. Like they didn't expect LA Knight to blow up as big as he did. You didn't expect to have that CM Punk cloud hanging over you again. What do you do there? You don't know the availability of The Rock. You don't know the availability, although you could probably safely assume Steve Austin's not going to do anything physical. You don't know the availability of him. Do you even wait for that kind of stuff? Because you have a whole ass roster of people waiting for their WrestleMania. There's a lot of things you can contribute to why there's not really a idea of what's going to happen, and those are just a few of them. And I kind of like it. At the same time, I don't want to be watching, and I'll just be totally disappointed at what they announced for WrestleMania. But whatever, you can see.
I'm trying to think like a woman's match. Bianca and probably Charlotte might be one of those other.
Yeah, I feel like you also have to do. I mean, do you do Rhea and Becky again? Did they had a match at Mania, right? Are we gonna get a payoff from because we don't is Lita gonna come back and get her revenge on Trish for attacking her in the back, costing her the tag titles? Are we gonna get Trish and Lita again? I want to pay off for that. Lita just disappeared. Is she okay? We didn't get a follow up with Lita. We care about Lita.
This is true. I kind of forgot
Who
about
threw
that.
the pie in Kevin Owens' face?
They settled that, right? Didn't we figure it out?
No. Who pulled the briefcase away from Steve Austin at King of the Ring? Who did it?
Well, Rikishi hit The Rock.
Yeah, well, Rikishi did hit Austin with the car.
Yeah, he did it for The Rock. I'm sorry. He hit Austin. Did it for The Rock.
He didn't hit The Rock. He did it for The Rock.
He did it for The Rock.
What a guy. You don't see those hitting, Cody or LA Knight for Roman. Nope.
What's Cody doing right now?
He's kind of just feuding with the Judgment Day. I feel like everyone's feuding with the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
We've got Damian Priest at Crown Jewel.
What's announced? Is that a match?
Yeah. Actually, I had the card up. Actually,
I know we're getting Cena and Solo. That was
Cena and Solo. We have a really stacked card. It's pretty crazy. Multiple first-time matches. So you got Roman and LA Knight. You got Io Sky versus Bianca. Rollins versus Drew. You got the 5-way women world title match with Raquel, Shayna, Zoe, Nia, and Rhea. You got Cody and Damian, Ray and Logan, and Cena and Solo.
Yeah, that's a nice card.
It's not a bad card.
Cena hasn't won in like
more to come.
5 years, was it?
What did you say?
Cena not won a singles match in like 5 years now.
Yeah, 2018 was his last televised one because then he went in and got squashed by the Undertaker.
Yeah, I was there because I was there for that. I remember that. So I was like, man, he really hasn't won since almost around that time. So we're getting that Cena win, right? We got John.
Do you? I mean, it's Solo. You want him to be a threat and stuff, and he seems to be the guy that's taking pinfalls. I mean, he's taking some pinfalls. You have Jimmy. But Solo has been pinned more than I like to see.
Is this we just keep seeing? Is this a storyline of Cena where he just every single time he's just I think this just might be it. We're like, no, John, don't go. One more match till he wins one. You just keep going.
I still feel like there's another title run in him. Especially now that Ric Flair has shown up on AEW. You gotta get that record off him, man.
Cena's winning an elimination chamber.
Yeah.
Cena's defending the title at WrestleMania.
Right, yeah. Drop it to LA Knight. Maybe that's LA Knight's match. Maybe it's Cena versus LA Knight, kind of like a respect thing at Mania.
I wouldn't mind that if they
I wouldn't mind it at all.
Did it properly.
Yeah.
And we can also, the lingering. It seems like Randy's going to be coming back.
I've been hearing rumblings. I try not to look too much into it, but a lot of people are saying he's coming back relatively soon.
It seems like they apparently merchandise was approved or whatever his new stuff is and everything. So it seems like everything's set.
They have to do that for someone to come back. It's Randy. I'm pretty sure he has merch for years and years and years and years. Just throw on a shirt and get the fuck out there.
Yeah, when he comes back, they want you to buy them whatever the hell he's wearing with that.
I'm going
to go buy it so quick.
If he's ready to go, let's not waste any time. Let's go. We need you, bro.
So yeah, I don't know how.
I would not have his first match be a War Games match against Judgment Day. That would be terrible news.
What, being a partner or something in?
Well, no, I'm saying just because of his back, I wouldn't put him in something so instructive as a War Games match.
I wouldn't.
He's possibly him versus Dominic.
I don't think do you bring him back at Survivor Series in Chicago, and probably a lot of people there are going to be wanting a different return?
That's a really good point. You cannot advertise a mystery partner because people will think it's Punk. And if it were Randy Orton, you're gonna have that Rey Mysterio reaction from the Royal Rumble.
I think I still think they would go nuts, but then like, I mean, anytime Orton returns, it's gonna be he's a freaking icon. So
he is an icon.
I don't think he.
But like, you know what? There's not to say that two big returns couldn't happen at Survivor Series.
Definitely.
You know, shit. I mean, you know, you had Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson show up at the same show, and it was banging. Yeah, I don't know.
What brand? Well, he was on.
He was on Raw. He was on Raw,
right? And again, I think that's the case too. If Punk ever did return, I feel like that's probably.
You think he goes to Raw? One of them has to be on SmackDown.
If they were bringing him back soon, probably Raw, because I think the whole Reigns thing is kind of tied up right now. So the only thing you can insert him,
I mean, like you got taken out via storyline by the Bloodline. You need your payback, and you didn't get your title shot from Roman.
I just think you can insert him with Rollins way, and that's probably because you see someone make that cut of Punk returning. It was with Cody return, and they did like what was that, the opening of Punk's theme without the instrumental, just the vocals.
It was so good.
Like, wow, this is really cool. Whoever did this is very creative. I was getting like goosebumps. I was like, and then I was thinking, would I like that? Would I like them like doing like that before you hear the? I want to just hear that static, that. I don't think I would want to hear like a harmonizing before.
I don't know. Either way, I feel like either one would be fine for me. I mean,
Again, we're just being a bunch of marks, but I was just saying, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it just, I don't know, in my eyes, if he came back, that's who it would be. I feel like they have the opportunity to do the exact same thing they did when they got Cody.
Yeah.
It's just like get him, debut him at WrestleMania, and just you couldn't make it work with him. Boom, he's one of our biggest stars. And then
the irony of debuting Punk at a 2-for-1 special or whatever after he said that on Dynamite, it's pretty funny.
It'd be funny, but yeah. And then also too, yeah, that would have to be the main event of night one of the 2-for-1 buy one get one special. So we come full circle. But what are your thoughts on that, on the WrestleMania 2 night?
I hate it. I'm old fashioned.
You like the 8 hour, 7 hour?
I love like parking it at like 5, 6 o'clock and just watching wrestling for 8, 9 hours. I do. I enjoy it. I remember for WrestleMania 16, they did the all day WrestleMania thing on pay-per-view where at like 9 a.m. they started talking about all the WrestleManias and it led right into WrestleMania 16. I didn't get off the couch. And I was 10 years old when that happened? Oh my God, it's so good. I like the long marathon of it. I never got bored of it, never got tired of it. I don't hate 2 nights. It's just I prefer one big night. It's like I'm booked for like a whole weekend now. And it's just not that I do stuff on the weekend. It's just, for instance, if this was not 2 nights, I wouldn't have the dilemma of like sacrificing Dana's birthday for this because her birthday's on night 2, and it's like I know she doesn't want to go because it's her birthday, so I got to do something. And it's like, if you were on night 1, if this is one night, I could if it was on Saturday, one night, I would not have an issue. But now I have an issue.
All because of WWE.
All because of you motherfuckers. And you're
It's just crazy how much money they make now with doing the 2-night. It'll never get off of it.
I mean, I don't blame them for doing it. It's
just you double your profit every year. Whatever they were already making, which was ridiculous, you just like double it.
It is crazy. But sometimes I'd like these big corporations to think of the fans that were there. Like WWE, hey, I've been watching your product for a while. A lot of people have. Go back to one night. Or hey, baseball, I hate the fucking pitch clock. Get rid of that shit. Okay. Or hey, I hate this 3-batter rule that a pitcher has to face 3 batters before getting swapped out. Probably would have saved us fucking series here in Philly. Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, some of the rules are it is kind of interesting. Like and then there's just like, oh, the catcher has to come out and talk to him real quick. The pitch clock was just about to. It's just I don't know. It's focused more like a
Remember the people that were there. I know you're trying to get new people, but remember the people that were there already. That's all I'm saying.
I guess it's more time instead of getting like 8 hours. I guess you got like it's almost like 5 hours each night with everything. Since like you're getting like 10 hours of. I don't know. I'd like both of them. It doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer one more than the other, but I don't hate either.
Yeah, there's that just more of a. And I guess the crowd's more hyped if you 2 nights. You don't because there's always those just lulls during those
Dude, like, bro, you gotta
lose everybody.
You gotta like. They still they have their like cool down moments, but they got to get more creative with their cool down moments. Like I don't need to see the Hall of Famers 2 nights in a row standing on stage.
Just this
one time's fine.
Yeah.
If you're doing it because not everybody was here yesterday to see it, so we do. Like if they wanted to see it that bad, they would get tickets to night 1, or they would get tickets to So like you don't need to.
Yeah, where they saw it. They saw it the night before. They weren't there. They're going to night 2. They saw it on TV.
They would have been at the Hall of fucking Fame.
Yeah, I want to start. I want more info to just come out about this WrestleMania, just to be like, what's going on with the Hall of Fame? I want some things to start getting.
These.
I'm getting antsy. I don't even have tickets yet, but
you should get tickets.
I'm going, but just getting antsy.
I feel you.
All right. Anything else before we hop at a little jabroni of the week?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
All right. Let's hit it.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jabroni.
All right. Jabroni of the week. Ours is probably kind of going to be mixed, it seemed, because you were kind of hinting towards baseball related. I saw one thing randomly that snuck through my Twitter or whatever, and I heard Dreams and Nightmares played in a locker room, and that's instantly I was just like, I was like, oh, is that my Rangers jersey? Did it come already? Cool. And again, I had great joy of waking up to a particular team losing game 1 of the World Series off a man who's just been on a tear in the playoffs. Yeah, I was just gonna say this man hit a home run last weekend, and then all of a sudden I was at a place that a band was playing, and I just look up and teams are just fighting because they hit the pitcher. It was like retaliation play, and the bench is cleared, and it was all because of him. And he's been unreal for them. But yeah, I saw that, and then I think it was Zach Gallen. I think it was a GIF of 50 Cent doing the like laughing and the throwing up the peace symbol and driving like the car drives, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we lit him up like both times in the series, and he was talking. So, not to be petty, but Diamondbacks.
Can you add the dude who planted the NLCS flag in the grass of Citizens Bank Park? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see.
Yeah,
a lot of things I missed. These were the things that snuck through on.
Somebody
X.
literally like took the flag and like planted it at Citizens Bank Park and like made it flow and stuff, and that pissed me off. Because like the thing is, it's like we had respect. I would respect for the Diamondbacks. This wasn't no Braves series. This wasn't no Marlins series.
Yeah, no, I really.
They are us a year ago. That's what they are. We respect that kind of shit.
Yeah,
but then they
I felt like the Phillies were pretty classy throughout the whole series. They had their little.
They had Stubbs who was just overexcited about celebrating in their pool. But I mean,
that's like a. I feel like anyone would say that on the opposing team.
I wanted to. I wasn't going to Arizona. I was going to go jump in a pool.
That's like. I don't. To me, that's just like juvenile shit. It's also coming from a guy who's not like really plays at all.
Yeah, he didn't have a swing in the postseason.
Yeah, so
well, that's not true. We had like a 10-0.
He got the one little. He played an inning.
Yeah,
but but yeah, some of those little things I was just like, especially like the Gallon thing. It's like, dude, you're not allowed to do that. You're part of the team that won. But then also, I believe he pitched the last night. So
somebody did.
But yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
No. All right. Listen. I am all about shit talking, trash talking. I don't do it myself. I try to stay respectful because I know better. I know that Philly sports can be heartbreaking. And I am never, ever confident in any Philly team getting the job done to the point where I can shit talk. Sorry.
Yes.
Didn't do it.
100%
with the Eagles last year. Didn't do it with the Phillies last year for sure. Didn't even do it with the Phillies this year. Didn't do it with the Phillies against the Braves either year. Why would you? Didn't do it with the Phillies versus the. All right, that's a lie. I did absolutely think that the Phillies were going to beat the Diamondbacks, but there you go. That's what happened. I didn't shit talk, but that's what happens. Now, going back to this Braves series, in the midst of moving and everything, I was a little bit of a menace on Twitter. I was flying so high. And I still wasn't in the shit talking mood. I was still like, oh my God, there's no way we beat the Braves in 2 series. But then, Twitter just works in funny ways. And you start to see Braves fans just pop up on your motherfucking timeline. Like, why? I didn't ask for this. What are we doing here? I didn't ask for Becca Braves to come at me or Eric Braves to come at me. I don't ask for this, but it happened. And just so many of them did not want to play the Phillies. And they're as soon as the Phillies wrapped up that wild card series against the Marlins, it was like, oh, this isn't fair, man. They got the bye. We had a bye week. We had rest. We had this. We had that. Yada, yada, yada. Then the Phillies are like, how are we going to play the Phillies, man? This should be reseeded. Blah, blah, blah. That got me thinking. So I started off light. I just typed rent-free on one. It's like rent-free. And then I saw another one, rent-free. Think it like, we're in your head rent-free. And then all this shit talking. And then there was their fucking blooper mascot. People were bitching at their blooper mascot for bitching at us. But anyway, that whole division series, I piss off a lot of fans, okay? And it's because that the Phillies took care of their shit, all right? Game 1, it was 3-0. I started, as soon as the game ended, started looking. Everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, Ranger Suarez. Oh my God. And then the game that they really fucking pounded them at Citizens Bank Park. I think it was game 3. I'm not sure. It was like 10-2 or whatever. That's when the gloves fucking came off for a lot of people. Specifically one person who currently has me blocked. I'm blocked by this. So there was a lot of controversy with this like tomahawk chop thing, and we were like kicking their ass so badly that guess what? We were mocking this, and there were a lot of fans who were like, "Oh, that's real classy doing this," and turned it into a race thing and stuff. When literally your fans do it, didn't make sense to me. They were like, "We do it out of respect." I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy, sure, if that's what you think, cool. And then this guy, I forget his name. It's like Eric Braves 1449, whatever. I don't know. He started coming at me, and I was just trying to start a conversation. I was like, "Why are we bringing race into this? It's a baseball game. Who gives a shit? Why are we doing this?" And then this guy started talking. Yada yada. I don't know what he's saying. I got somebody else posting on the thread, like you know how like to like I guess insult somebody, they like just snap their profile picture of Twitter and like just blast up. Somebody did that to me, and I was like, funny story behind that. That was a picture when I was like knee deep in one chip challenge. So that's pretty funny that you posted that, and now you have it on your phone. You fucking weirdo.
It's supposed to be a burn.
You didn't say anything. Just a picture of my profile picture zoomed. Like, you good, bro? But and they're talking about how classy they are. But then I go on this Eric Braves profile, and the first tweet, I'm old fashioned. We should hit Harper with the fucking. We should bean Harper with a fastball in the head. And then once they start pounding on him, and then when they won the series, this motherfucker blocks me. I didn't see, and then of course the excuses roll in. Bye week.
Shouldn't have played.
Yeah. Like, shouldn't have that many days off. Who the fuck complains about a bye week? These Braves fans are worse than Cowboys fans. I'll say that. Worse than Cowboys fans. At least Cowboys fans, they only fucking complain during the game. After the game, their complaints go from like Eagles fans to like their own fucking team. And sure, there were some that blamed the team, but bro, I mean, yeah, umps are terrible. They're terrible for everybody. He's just Braves fan did not.
Dodgers fans were the same way.
I never see it from Dodgers fans. I'm not looking out for them, but
about the seating and everything, kind of just basically like kind of complaining because they won like 100 some games. I feel like teams who do that automatically think like they should be inserted in the NLCS, like, but that's not how it works.
I will be the first to admit, again, I like the old playoff format where it's just 4 teams. You got an NLDS, you got an NLCS, you got a World Series. I'm a big fan of the format, the old format. I am. But I'm also like, if the Phillies got a bye week and they didn't get the job done, I ain't blaming a fucking bye week. Why would you?
They were raking in the playoffs and just they scored 10 runs with that one game, and then it was just like that was it. I know people say you scored too many runs. You scored too many that night. You should have saved some for the other night. But it was kind of like with the Phillies, it was kind of true. It's like after that one night, it was just like this team just like looked different. The vibes were bad. There was no. Every game was just kind of like more gloomy, even though we were coming back here. It was just that happened. And Arizona's a team that just got really hot too.
Yeah, and that happened. Don't blame the bye week. Come on, own your shit.
That's what's exciting about it because they snuck in. Like they snuck in. They weren't supposed to beat Milwaukee. like I do kind of like you said, the old format's cool. It is cool to have like at least didn't they do a one-off game a few years ago?
Yeah, they like that's another thing. Like they would do like a one game wild card, and whoever won got to the NL or the division series, like that. I like that if like at the end of the season, at the end of 162 games, if two teams are tied for the top spot in the division, they have a 163rd game just to get into the playoffs. I love that shit. I love the old stuff. But listen, Braves fan, wear that shit with pride. You guys fucked up a bunch of times. You lost again. You choked again. So did we. But I'm blaming the offense. I'm blaming the team. I'm blaming Craig Kimbrell, who I am not 100% certain did not blow the series because he loves Atlanta, probably. But I'm just saying.
They're both very good.
A lot of blame to go around for the Phillies. Not an ounce of it is going to be on how many days we were off. Umps, even though they're terrible, I'm not blaming them. Shit goes both ways sometimes. I'm blaming the offense. So wear your fucking losses like adults, and stop coming at me and stop blowing my face up on Twitter. People don't need to see that. Come on now. This isn't great. And I will want to add Ronald Acuna Jr., who started liking tweets of people. And one of the tweets was that somebody talking shit on the Phillies saying their claim to fame was beating the Braves 2 years in a row in the NLDS while the Braves actually got it done in 2021 or whatever. And he liked the tweet, and I'm just thinking like, hey, Ronald, what did you do? And what were your stats when the Braves won the World Series? I would like to know. Oh, what's that? You didn't do shit because you were injured, so you're the Carson Wentz of your Atlanta Braves. That's what you are, Ronald. You are the Carson Wentz of Atlanta. Congratulations. And guess what? Johan Rojas, more hits than you in the postseason. And he didn't even bat 100. He didn't even bat my weight. That's pretty crazy. So sleep on that, you piece of shit. Fuck you, Braves fans. I'll hang out with a Cowboy fan any day of the week over you pieces of shit. jaBROnis of the week.
Johnny Cena went to town riding on a pony. Rock stuck a feather up his ass and called him a jaBROni.
Fantastic.
God, I'm really pissed off right now. God damn it. That one got back to me. Shit.
They're good. Hey, probably. I hope this isn't the thing where the Phillies did their decline when we won all those years ago, and it kept being progressively worse each year. I hope it's not lose World Series
around earlier each year. Yeah.
Next year the Braves beat us, and it just keeps going. I was more upset just because I like all of the guys in the locker room, and I was just like, I hope everybody, for the most part, stays together. And there's the whole question with Harper at first, what you're going to do with Reese, and I just hope the core amount. I know a lot of people are signed and going to be there.
I think one of the outfielders is gone. Whether I don't think I sadly I don't think it's Schwarber. I think it's probably Cassidy. I don't know.
But besides that,
you got the crowd stuff.
You need an arm. You need an arm.
You do.
They need an arm.
Need an arm.
But that's the missing piece, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You need a steady closer, and you need a fucking arm. You need a great starting pitcher.
You need three. I mean, you need three solid fucking pitchers, and I mean, it's like you do have but you need to bring somebody in who's.
There's no excuse to be losing bullpen games. First off, you shouldn't be a team doing a bullpen game in the championship series, and we saw like 2 of them do it, and there's no reason to be losing bullpen games. That's fucking wild.
Oh, all right. Wrestling. All right, so we have Crown Jewel taking place next Saturday, 1 p.m. So should we try to do a show Friday since SmackDown's going to be it's already taped. I kind of saw what happened. I was like, that's super weird. If you're at that show last night, you just have to see like the show ends and it just starts again, and then you just see like LA Knight and Roman Reigns confront each other again. You're just
like get back, like Roman or LA Knight get back up. Like, okay, next week.
Yeah. So it's like last week but yeah. So it's out there. So we could talk about that, and then we'll do our picks for Crown Jewel, and the Saudi show. What's our AEW? What do we got next up for their big show? They have a November show.
Is it Revolution or is it Full Gear? Isn't there? I think it's Revolution in November, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think didn't he change it now to like? Isn't that like in February? Because that's going to be Sting's last match.
I don't know.
Sting's last match. Sting's last match.
Give me a second.
Full Gear, I feel like, is a November thing.
I don't know yet. I don't think there's an actual date for it.
We'll get it all figured out.
Yeah.
All right. So back next Friday, new episode.
The next AEW pay-per-view is Full Gear, November 18th.
November 18th. All right. Because I saw like
probably Revolution. Because I think that's in like January or something.
I definitely know that the MJF
Revolution
makes perfect sense. All right. Back next week to maybe discuss the final WWE premium live event ever.
Bring the bulletproof vests.
Yeah, and go find Mansoor.
Yeah, hire him back, please.
As soon as possible. jaBROnis. Out.
jaBROni, jaBROni, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
We don't believe